Hi, Mike Giannotti here, and welcome back this time for the fourth day of Copilot. So exciting stuff happening. The first couple of days we looked at really text-based content generation with generative AI and Microsoft 365 Copilot within Outlook, within Word. Then we looked at how we can do large document summarizations in Word and being able to pull that out. Now we're going to kind of switch formats away from a real text-based form of content, and we're going to go into presentation. So we're presenting here right now, but let's go ahead for today's. We're going to start actually within OneDrive. So here we are. We're in my OneDrive in a specific folder that I have set up around this. And so what we're going to be doing is creating a new PowerPoint in OneDrive. This time we're going to use the web UI. So we'll mix it up. We'll do, actually, because we're going to be doing PowerPoint today and tomorrow, and you'll see why. But first, let's go ahead to do the whole AI thing, the whole Copilot, Microsoft 365. Here, we're going to go on, and yeah, it's the end of the day, you can tell. I need more coffee. But let's go ahead and hit to create a new PowerPoint presentation. So we're going to bring that up. We're here in the web version. Very quickly, it comes up. You can see we have an empty PowerPoint. Now, a lot of folks get very excited when I show this, and I understand why. Because if you've ever had to create presentations to deliver to management, to customers, to colleagues, to cross teams, etc., you know how tedious it can be. You go in there, you start coming up with your ideas, feeding it in, and as you're going, it takes time. You're looking for images, you got to theme it, make sure everything's consistent, make sure your images are royalty free, which most people don't do. You might have to add additional custom images that you're like, oh my goodness, where am I going to find this? You want speaker notes. Maybe you're not the one delivering it, but somebody else on your team is. All those are factors that add an inordinate amount of time. So what we're going to do for today's, I'm going to come on back here and I'm going to copy. I've got some text. If you remember, the prompt we were using for generative AI so far has been around how Microsoft 365 Copilot and Microsoft Viva can lessen employee burnout and attrition while increasing their job satisfaction and retention. So we're going to use a similar prompt to now use the new format. We want to present about that. So we're going to come in here, and at the very top, you'll note it says Copilot right within the flow of work. I'm going to select that, and it's going to come up here momentarily with a dialog box. There we go, and it gives some things that it can do. It says, hey, things that you can try, and it says create a presentation, which we're going to do right now. Create a presentation from a file. I'm going to have you all hold that thought because that's tomorrow. And also add a slide about something, and you could put in verbiage around that. You can also, of course, because Microsoft is all about accessibility, I can come in here and I can say, hey, I want to ask a question, and I can even do it orally. Maybe, I have a physical challenge where I might have trouble with my hands, or they might be full, right? A clinician's doing things, multitasking, and they need to do some other things. That's fine. We can handle all that. But what we're going to do is say, create a presentation, and we're going to put our verbiage in here around, there we go, 365 Copilot, Viva can reduce employee burnout while increasing productivity. I'm peeking around the corner at my bigger screen. And then we're going to go ahead and click send. And here we go. This is going to start doing its magic. Ooh, ah. So it's going out, looking things over, and it's going to do exactly what I said. Create a slide deck that's themed with appropriate images and even slide notes, all done as that first draft to give me that big jump start without me having to create it all from scratch. So it's still working on it. Since it is, I'll have a cup of coffee, and boom, there we go. So again, it doesn't need a lot of slides for the topic, but it's given me this kind of overview here. It also says if you'd like to rewrite slides, or you can use Designer, and it has a link in there for creating AI-generated images. But here you can see, here's our opening deck with some brief slide notes, and it's got this animated piece going over here. We click on over here, reduce employee burnout. And again, there's the slide notes are all there. And if you'll, it's hard to see on the screen here, but it is themed. There's kind of this light blue threaded here. You can see the yellow, and that's recurrent through all these. And it's created that as that first go for me. Super easy. Now, what if though I needed to iteratively add? Now, it certainly has add a slide about. So I could give it a description. I want to do something though a little different. I'm going to come in here, select the drop down for a new slide. I'm going to pick a blank because maybe I want to drop in a visual, an image, something to show what I'm talking about. But I struggle finding images. I could go out on the internet and search, but is it really royalty free? Isn't it? Am I using, unauthorized images? I don't want to mess with that. But with Microsoft 365 Copilot, I don't have to. So I'm going to come in here and say Insert, Pictures, and notice this option here, Create with AI. Ooh, that's a little different. It's going to help me create a picture based off of a description. So let's go ahead. I'll select that. And it has here, you can see some of the original things it has, like illustrations, cartoons, images. But I'm going to describe an image I wanted to create. So let's say this. We want to have a female clinician. Actually, I'll say a female nurse. Let's be explicit here. Female nurse wearing a lab coat and sunglasses while carrying a clipboard and riding, we'll make this ridiculous, riding an orca. And I'm going to add in the beginning, just thought of this, a photo realistic. I never do this in my presentation, so this is new. I'm going to add this in. Let's see what happens, right? So I'm going to go ahead, select Create, and it's going to go out now again within the boundaries of the Microsoft 365 trust boundaries, leveraging, and boom. So here we have a few, not quite photorealistic, but kind of cool. So I've got some nurses here. Here's one where this looks pretty good. I like this, even though it's not photorealistic. You can see it's got the elements of the clipboard. We've got some sunglasses. She's riding an orca, a little cute one. This one, that's supposed to be a clipboard. It's kind of hard to tell. But, it's gone and grabbed the elements each time. So I'm going to select that, say Insert. Then just like that, it should drop that in. And then it's going to give me some theming suggestions. I'm not going to take any of those. I'm going to put that down here, maybe drag it over. And then I could go ahead and do things like insert, some text. And then I could write something up over here. La, 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 la. There we go. And let the designer kind of do its little thing with suggestions. And I'm just going to, there we go. We'll pick this one. And just like that, I've got a slide. But you can see it's created using prompts and the power of AI. Think about the time you've saved from an original prompt. Now, tomorrow, in the next day, the fifth day of Christmas, or the fifth day of Copilot, we are going to take a look at leveraging a large document. And if you think back to yesterday when we had that 35-page document, how'd you like to just say, hey, use this document create a presentation. Think about that C-level exec who's got to deliver the state of the company address, right? And they've got this large documents getting posted to the web. They need to have a presentation. Boom, we'll show that. But today we did an original piece. We were able to quickly get out some slides that describe the scenario that we were looking at with slide notes and appropriate images. And of course, I can go ahead and change all these as needed, leverage the power of the designer to, realign how it looks. But AI, huge time saver. And finally, no more copyright violations around images. Leverage the power of AI to grab or to create original imagery that has never existed quickly and easily. So with that, this is the 4th day of Copilot, and I am your host, Michael Giannotti, saying have a great day. Look forward to day 5 of Copilot. See you tomorrow. Ciao.